Hey guys, welcome back to What If Naruto is a Titan Shifter, Part 4, Reforged. If you guys have not seen the original 3 parts of this series, they came out over a year ago, back in like 2021, 2020. Now with the finale of Attack on Titan coming soon, and the end of the series itself, I figured it's about time we get back on track and come back to a fresh start with our Kaiju Naruto What If. So if you guys are excited, make sure to slap that like button, comment below what you thought, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this from me. And yeah, I'll be going to a short recap since it has been a while, but I'd highly recommend you just go back and watch the prior 3 parts. But yeah, here we go. Let's get started with What If Naruto was a Titan Shifter, Reforged. Last time, Naruto in his armored Titan form basically just played Mario and Goomba with Zabuza and Haku's corpses, in that he destroyed them. The armored Titan's power at this point in the series is just ridiculous, and Naruto would have no trouble defeating both of them, which is interesting considering that the result of this is that Sasuke never awakens the Sharingan like he does in canon, because Sasuke reawakened the Sharingan after the Uchiha massacre here at this fight with Haku, much like how Naruto would have awakened Kurama's chakra for the first time. Neither of these happened due to the armored Titan's power. Naruto easily over Jonin level with this power that he can actually control. Naruto vowed that he wasn't going to be some tool to be used by another, that he was going to protect him, Sakura, and Sasuke's futures. We can already see the influence of the fate of Ymir acting upon Naruto. Now, Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura would have made it back to the Leaf Village, having come across a few Titans on the way. Kakashi easily able to slay them with his prowess and skill. But enough about that. What you all are really here for is, of course, the next arc, being the chunin exams. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura, now back at the village, would be wandering around town, much like they would have in the original, particularly just Sakura and Naruto and Sasuke being a stalker, like the original timeline. Naruto would walk in seeing Konohamaru being bullied by Kankuro, as he runs in to stop the fight, pushing Kankuro back, saying to leave him alone, saying that Konohamaru is the 3rd Hokage's grandson. Well, he shouldn't have gotten in the way so much, Kankuro would say. I was just walking and this brat was in front of my path. That's all. Gaara and Temari would show up, with Gaara acknowledging Sasuke's presence. Naruto did not know that Sasuke was there, just like the original, with Gaara proceeding to ignore Naruto, causing this small rivalry to begin. Anyway, the Sanrio walks away, with Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke asking Kakashi, "What the fuck is going on?"
Kakashi-sensei, why is there Sand Village Ninja in the Leaf?
Shut the fuck up, Naruto. If you open your eyes a little wider, you'd probably be able to see that there's chunin exams trials going on. Did you not see the flyers all over the Hokage's office? Or any public place here in the village? And how have you not known about this before? It's like you lived here for years, and it's not like the chunin exams only started after you became a ninja. Surely you've seen other villages here in our village before, since it rotates so often.
Gee, that's a good point, Kakashi-sensei. I wonder why Kishimoto never addressed that.
Kishi, what? What he means, Kakashi-sensei, is, can we join these chunin exams? We are getting, and chunin's the next level up, Sasuke would say. Well, you three would have to come to agreement. Do you all want to join the chunin exams, or what? You should talk among yourselves and decide. Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto come to agree that they definitely want to go into the chunin exams. Sakura wanting to test her strength against Ino to be able to prove to Sasuke and Naruto that she's just up to par with them. Ha! What was that, Naruto would wonder. Anyway, yeah, Sakura, that sounds great. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura would come to an agreement, meeting up with Kakashi. Alright, you little dipshits, what's the deal? Kakashi-sensei, we're ready to rip some ass. I mean, kick some ass. Well, if you insist, give it your best shot, kids.
Yay!
We're now at the chunin exams, all 3 of them walking into the door, not knowing that the chunin exams had already begun, with the 3rd floor genjutsu trap that everyone except for Neji, Rock Lee, and Tenten would fall into at the beginning. These 3 would clear the genjutsu for them, with the rest of them figuring it out and falling behind their lead. Rock Lee would then challenge Naruto in this timeline. And you might be wondering, why is Naruto the one being challenged? because unknown to Naruto, he is now in the bingo book. Kakashi had reported their findings with his inclusion of Naruto being able to willingly activate the armor, which Hiruzen would be impressed with, and also his report that Zabuza, the demon of the mist, would have been killed by Naruto. Now having his first 2 kills and mission under his belt, Naruto would have now been placed into the bingo book. And so, Rock Lee would have seen this, being amazed that Naruto, already at this young age, is already on a hit list.
Naruto, please, let me fight you.
Who are you and why do you sound like you're constipated? Lee goes for the attack. Lee throwing a punch at Naruto, who would then fall back, trying to dodge out of the way, barely sliding under the hit. What the hell, dude? Sasuke would say, turning around to Rock Lee, as he's wondering, for one, why he's choosing to fight Naruto, and second, why he's jealous. Nope, only fighting Naruto, Lee would say, as he goes back to trying to defeat Naruto with his taijutsu. Naruto wouldn't want to use his Titan form yet, for what should be obvious reasons. Naruto moves out of the way again, not knowing what he can do here. Naruto would then try using Shadow Clones, the only other jutsu that he knows, summoning 2 Shadow Clones to try and block the punch. Lee would destroy one of the Shadow Clones with his fist, being impressed with this jutsu, as Naruto then throws another kick. Lee easily dodging this would be wondering if this kid was really the same person who had helped defeat a Jonin on an A-ranked mission. His first ever real mission, he might add. There is no need to hold back on me! I'm really not. And just like that, Naruto's about to get primary Lotus before Guy comes in with a kick, smashing Lee into the wall, saying that he would kill him. Guy then catching Lee as he falls to the ground, the two with tears in their eyes, talking about the power of youth. Lee, you can't go kicking every new person you meet. I know it's the chunin exams, but save your strength, Lee.
Guy-sensei!
Okay, I promise that was the last one. Okay, I'm just having a little too much fun here. Anyway, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, after that weird encounter, would finally be able to enter the chunin exams, with it being a written exam. And just like that, Naruto thinks, I am out of the chunin exams. But he wouldn't give up, because Naruto's nindo, his ninja way, is to never give up. And they'd go into the test. Naruto banging his head into the desk, Hinata watching next to him, worried, as Naruto has no idea what any of the answers are, just like the original. Hinata would offer Naruto to cheat, just like she would in the original as well, with Naruto wondering why. Naruto would immediately decline, saying that he's got this, holding his fist up with a smile. Almost everyone else in the room except for Sasuke would be cheating, because Sasuke has no real way of cheating at this point in time. Sasuke Sharingan being what he used to copy the pencil movements of people in front of him down the rows, which he couldn't do. So he'd have to be just like Sakura, I know, crazy, and write the actual answers he thought. With him and Naruto not giving up till the end, and the final question, saying that if you get this question wrong, then you'll never be able to take the chunin exams again, Naruto would stick to his guns, and he'd pass. Everyone else who had fear in their heart would have left, but not wanting to not be able to take the chunin exams again, with Team 7 moving on. Naruto walking to the next room, proclaiming that he was going to become the Hokage, that he was going to pass the chunin exams, and this is where we meet Kabuto. Kabuto getting harassed by some other 40-year-old chunin wannabes who've been Genins their entire life. Naruto would tell him to knock it off as he swipes his hand, with everyone realizing that this is the Naruto who had just been added to the bingo book. Impressed that a kid this age who looks so weak and non-threatening. And how he got into the bingo book, allegedly defeating a Jonin on his first mission. Eventually, Anko would enter the room as the participants would then begin to break off into their groups for the Forest of Death. Sasuke resists his fuckboy urges to ask Anko for her snap, and the test begins. Naruto would ask Sasuke what the rules were once again, Sasuke being too busy to remember. Sakura would explain to the both of them that they have scrolls. They have a specific type of scroll, they need to find another scroll, blah 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 blah, not listening, blah 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 blah, shadow clones, blah blah blah, Hokage datebayo. Naruto understands what's going on. Find another team, beat them up, take their scroll, and let's win. Sasuke nods, saying that surprisingly this idiot makes more sense than you. Who are you calling an idiot? You didn't even pay attention to the rules either. We just don't talk about that, okay? The trio enter into the Forest of Death, being tremendously behind from their bickering as they start heading towards the center, knowing that they're going to be running into other shinobi teams soon. Naruto eventually having to take a leak, just like the original. This password that Sasuke would have invented would have come in clutch, as Naruto would have been ambushed. However, something else interesting happens this time as Naruto turns around. the person who would try to impersonate him and take him out would suddenly jump. But as Naruto turns about to get jumped like he had in the original, a Titan would come out of nowhere, chomping down on this threat and slamming into a tree. Sakura and Sasuke immediately turning as they realize they're surrounded. The Forest of Death it's filled with Titans. Naruto would remember what Kakashi had said, turning to Sasuke and Sakura and telling them to climb. Using the chakra tree walking that they had learned, they would climb up the forest as the Titans could not reach them. The mindless Titans being unable to use chakra. That makes it a lot harder. How are we gonna get through? With all these Titans on the ground, we'd have to. Sasuke would come up with an idea. Naruto, how often can you transform a day? Probably 3 times if I have a 10-minute break in between. Sasuke would smile, saying, leave it to me, as he then cast a fireball jutsu, blinding them with the flash, jumping down to the Titan that had eaten the attacker of Naruto, as he then climbs into the Titan's mouth, slashing her out of kunai, spinning, mimicking Kakashi's movements that he had saw all those days ago. He'd come out of the Titan's belly, pulling out the scroll from the dead corpse, as he then climbs back up using a wired kunai. Is it? Sasuke would open it with them being the identical scrolls they needed. Perfect. Alright, Naruto, do your thing. Sasuke, are you sure? What if we run into someone else? Me and Sakura can take it. We'll ride on your shoulders all the way to the center. We have the scrolls we need. Now get going. Naruto would bite his nail, thinking if this is really the right thing to do. Whatever. Alright, fine. I'll listen to you for once. But just this once, you hear me? Prodigy. Naruto would turn, as he then jumps off of the tree. Sasuke and Sakura are waiting for the transformation. Suddenly, the entire forest would glow with golden light, as the Titans would be blinded once more. Naruto roaring as he bites onto his hand, blood flowing as the power of Ymir flows through him, the power of the armored Titan, his will to fight igniting. As sparks flow across his body, so would skin begin to grow. As the marks across his face would appear, his eyes glowing with a bright blue, as he roars, the armored Titan appearing. As he turns his head, not able to speak. Sasuke and Sakura would nod as they jump onto his shoulders, the other Titans preparing to attack. Naruto would turn down ready to charge, as he begins charging through the forest at top speed, crashing through trees as Sasuke and Sakura are hanging on for dear life. Naruto, slow down! We won't be able to hold on if you keep running so... Sakura would fall. Sasuke would turn, throwing a kunai. As it pierces Sakura's hand, she'd scream, grabbing onto the kunai as he pulls her up. Your hand's fine. It's better than getting eaten by those Titans chasing us anyway. They'd hold on using chakra to Naruto's back and try and hide under his armor plates. It would seem like smooth sailing, until... wham! Suddenly a giant snake would come smashing into Naruto. A snake summoning. Naruto would go tumbling, falling over as he flails, crashing into 3 trees as the trees fall over. This would be when Sasuke would feel a crazy strong presence. Naruto, we need to run. Get up, we have to get out of here. Sasuke would feel the bloodlust as he peers over Naruto's shoulder, seeing the grass ninja. Naruto would then take his hands and put Sasuke and Sakura down as he brushes himself off, standing up, preparing to charge as he charges at full speed using his armor. The grass ninja would smile, Naruto pushing through the bloodlust, protecting himself with his armor as he roars, steam concaving out of his mouth. Naruto would make the hand seals as he then says, Shadow clones, trample! Naruto would use his chakra to create 2 more huge Titan clone versions of himself, Orochimaru now being impressed with his chakra. As we see the giant snake charge forward, the Titans would catch it, picking it up and throwing it, spinning it around as it breaks its neck, hitting a tree. The tree then falling over as the roots rip up. The entire forest coming from where Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura came from, basically being destroyed up to this point from Naruto's bombardment. Orochimaru himself would then get involved, summoning using his second snake, as the snake opens its mouth wide to swallow Naruto whole. Seeing this power, Sasuke would remember Itachi. Itachi being the holder of the attack Titan. He'd remember Itachi eating his fellow family members, as he'd feel a chill down his spine. Sasuke would gulp, wondering what it's like to become a monster like that. Naruto would roar again, throwing a punch at Orochimaru. Orochimaru teleporting out of the way as he's now on Naruto's arm, running up with a kunai, slashing at Naruto's eyes. Naruto's Titan form now being blinded. We have to help him, Sakura would say. Sakura and Sasuke running in, but as they get closer, Orochimaru would give them a look, and they wouldn't be able to move. Guys! Naruto would then use another shadow clone, as a huge titan would appear, punching Orochimaru. However, Orochimaru would substitute out of the way, as the fist would then hit Naruto's himself in the face, Naruto getting knocked out as he falls over to the side. Orochimaru turning back to Sasuke and Sakura. Well now, I can finally get what I came here for. Of course, your body, Sasuke. A body capable of taking the powers of the Titans. Give me what your brother couldn't, Sasuke. Ew. Yeah, what he said. Back off, creep, Sakura would say. Sasuke's all mine. Get your own boy toy. Okay, first off, I don't think that's what he meant. And second of all, ew? No? Never going to happen? Naruto would be out cold as Orochimaru would fight Sasuke. He'd start trying to take out Sakura. Sasuke, seeing his comrade about to die, would activate the Sharingan, able to catch the kunai in time and throw it back, wondering when that idiot's gonna wake up. Sasuke would run forward using his wired kunai, throwing himself into the air, copying Kakashi's movements from his memories, as he begins fighting Orochimaru, spinning like a blade. Orochimaru would entertain Sasuke for a couple of minutes, like he would in the original, giving Naruto enough time to recover. Steam would appear from Naruto's Titan form, as something else is emerging too. A red bubbling aura. Naruto would wake up seeing Sasuke about to be defeated by Orochimaru, who's about to implant his curse mark as well. Naruto, opening his eyes, would realize that he's in his Titan form, and his eyes are healed, but why? Looking down, he would see that he has a red bubbling chakra covering his entire Titan form, his whole body. Kurama's chakra leaking into the Titan's chakra system. As Naruto would roar, feeling his consciousness losing himself, going into this rage berserker-like state. Naruto would sprint towards Orochimaru and Sasuke, grabbing the snake that was about to consume Sasuke, as he throws it at Orochimaru. Orochimaru taking the punch of the Kyuubi and the Armored Titan's power. Orochimaru would gag and cough as he feels his underbody begin to get split in half. He'd let it go as he then uses his jutsu, flipping and then teleporting out of his mouth using his snake-type jutsu, as his bottom half of his legs would get disintegrated, slammed into the tree, and then fall to the ground, crushed under Naruto's fist. Orochimaru would summon snakes all around Naruto's arms and legs as he roars again, but this time, he'd have Sasuke touching him. As he roars, Orochimaru would be shocked, realizing something. No way. Titans from the entire forest would begin to charge at Orochimaru, trying to attack him. He didn't have time. He had to get to this over quickly. He'd seal Naruto's Nine-Tails chakra, reinforcing the seal, implant the curse mark on Sasuke, Sakura doing nothing like usual, and escape. The Titans, now unable to attack their target, would fall to the ground, Naruto's roar being different than usual. What was that? But they wouldn't have time to wonder, as the end of the Force of Death was soon to come. They had to make it in time before the final bell. Riding Naruto's Titan, Sakura and Sasuke along with Naruto would be able to make it to the middle. Sasuke himself wondering what that was all about, and why that guy wanted his body, and what this weird mark was itching his neck, as we see the implanted curse seal is now on Sasuke, feeding off of his darkness. Naruto would ditch the Titan form really close to the tower so that they wouldn't scare anyone or give away his abilities as it begins to rot away, just like all Titans. Then Sasuke Sakura would carry Naruto, who's being wiped out from using so much power all at once, as they carry him into the tower. Iruka greeting them with the scroll and allowing Naruto to rest before the next exam. Because of Naruto's Titan increasing the speed of their travel time, the group never runs into Kabuto or any of the sound ninja because they just outsped them. So they would actually be the first ones to make it to the tower, even with Orochimaru's interference. Gaara, being the second one to show up, would wonder why that kid was here first, understanding how Sasuke could be here, but not before him. He was weaker than him. Something's not right. As with the other teams arriving, the preparation for the next phase of the chunin exams would begin. If you guys want to see what if Naruto was a Titan Shifter coming next part, which will be part 5 for Reforged, make sure to hit that like button, comment below what you thought, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this from me. I'm looking forward to see the two absolute defenses fight each other, that being Gaara's Sand Shield versus the Armored Titan. I hope you guys are excited too, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!